Hey folks, how we doing today? It's me again, Shannon Fox here, the What a Patriots 2 channel. We got all kind of stuff going on in the news every day. It is so much to cover, it is ridiculous. We got stuff oozing out about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and their business dealings every single day. We got other investigations that are starting to pop up. We've got as many as 20 people that will be testifying before Congress, mostly in the House, over the next month or so, and it will all be to help corroborate what is going on with that mess over there, involving the weaponization of the government, the hiding of Hunter Biden's information, the dealings with Burisma. It's gonna get messy, folks. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's gonna be fun to watch. Now, end result, I don't know, but I don't believe Biden will be running in 2024, and if he does, I don't know how he's going to make it. It just doesn't even make any sense to me at this point. For them, I think they're going to throw Gavin Newsom in. You heard it here first if you haven't heard it elsewhere. Um, Supreme Court has been kicking ass the last couple of days. Before I get into that, let me just say I'm glad to see, and I'm just really proud that we have two of the four chambers of the powers at of government. We have the Supreme Court, obviously 6-3 on almost every decision that are conservative. Sometimes 5-4, but mostly 6-3. So we have the Supreme Court, and we have the House of Representatives because we have the majority. Now the Democrats, they have the Senate by a majority of not much, just a little bit, one or two. Always that way, and they have the executive branch, which is president, VP, and obviously the control of all the three-lettered agencies that are now turned on everybody but the Democrat Party. That's just what I believe, just my opinion. But truth be known, there's so many things that are coming out that are good things. All this information as far as the corruption is starting to ooze out left and right, and it's only happening because we have courageous people in our oversight committees, in our judicial committees, in our Ways and Means committees, in our Homeland Security or Department of Homeland Security committees. There's so many committees that are involved in investigations at this point, like never before in Congress in both chambers. We got Grassley, we got Johnson in the Senate, we've got Comer, we got Jim Jordan, and Donaldson, a dozen more that are just, if not 2 dozen more, that are not just great patriots, but are smart, intelligent people, and they are lawyers by trade, most of them, and they are getting into the depths of all this corruption from not just Hunter, not just Joe, but what will turn out to be, just my guess, all the people that are protecting Joe and Hunter, including Obama, that put a lot of these people in these positions to protect rackets like this. My question is, before I get off track here, why and what was Obama's skin in the game to make Joe Biden the point man as VP to all international business? That's $1 million question, and if anybody can answer that, it probably involves 10% for the big guy that may not be named Joe Biden. It may be Obama himself, just my speculation. But at any rate, we've had two major wins this week, and we've had all this information come out from our House, which we have the majority in, which is just oozing with information daily, and it's actually getting out there on the airways. CBS covered it. I think 50% of the people that watch CBS, that watched that episode the other night with the whistleblower, had no idea that this was going on with the Biden family. So 50% of the people that watched that program, first time, their brain went, oh, really? Joe Biden may be corrupt? That's what we need, folks. We need mainstream media to cover the corruption, expose this stuff. That's what's going to help us at the polls in 2024, no matter what they do. We get them by about 80%, 70-something%. They can only do so much. We'll win. That's just my belief. But what they're going to do is, with this affirmative action going away, being banned, that is a great thing for the country. That is a great thing for fairness and equality, real equality, not equity. And everybody that's into this DEI stuff ought to be championing this stuff, because it actually is fair to everybody, including the whites and the Asian that have been discriminated against. I said it, discriminated against at this point, behind the way they stupefied the rules. Now, let me go ahead and get into this video here, but Supreme Court kicked that one down, kicked the ban out, and that's great news. And also the Supreme Court denied Joe Biden's student loan bailout. They said it was unconstitutional, and I'm just glad to hear that. They said that is not good business. There was a couple of different statements that were made between the different justices, and as the last two different rulings, making it 3 in a row, rulings that have come out of the Supreme Court, it has been conservative 6-3. I love it, folks. At least our Supreme Court justices and our oversight committees and different committees in the House and even in the Senate a little bit are working to ride our country in the right direction. I'm glad to see that even though we only control 2 of the 4 levers of government at the top levels, we're fighting back. We got politicians that are actually investigating. We've got people calling out the Bidens. We've got mainstream media turning on the Bidens. We've got real information starting to ooze out of the cracks from other places than obscure YouTube videos. And it's a great thing, folks. Our country is going to have to wake up, and when they do, it'll be a great thing. As far as the student loan debt thing, I think it's unfair to let anybody off the hook for the bills they owe, and I'll leave it at that. I think it's just unfair to assume that you can use the student loan thing just like they used abortion, and this other possibility with the Supreme Court ruling yesterday. The Democrat Party will try to use these things in the next election, for the primaries and for the general election. I guarantee this will be some of their get out, get mad. The MAGA Supreme Court is robbing you of your rights. That's what they're going to go with. I guarantee you, folks. It's coming. But it doesn't matter. Most people don't adhere to that noise. But I just wanted to go ahead and get into the video. Otherwise, I'll sit here and ramble all evening. It has been a heck of a day. That's what I can say. Now, there's a video here I wanted to show y'all, CNN. It is just a little bit too funny to not show you at least once. Now, this is a student activist. He humiliates a CNN reporter in the best of ways. I thought this was glorious, and I just thought everybody should see it at least once. Apologize, folks. This thing takes a minute to load. Bear with me. There we go.
Kenny, can I ask you though? I mean, colleges, obviously they care about grades and SAT scores, but they also are filling universities of people, human beings who have other factors that they bring to the table. Why is it not okay for them to consider those things?
I'm saying if you're going to consider those things, you should consider them without respect to race.
Sure.
So as you know, a lot of Asian Americans.
I think that's exactly right. But socioeconomic status doesn't. If you take race out of it, let's call it socioeconomic status, where whether or not they grew up wealthy or poor.
Really?
Is that not something that colleges might have an interest in considering?
The reason why you shouldn't consider that is because you should consider the success of an applicant. Because of affirmative action, Black Americans graduate from law school at the bottom 25% of their classes, largely speaking. And we don't want that. We want Black students to succeed. We want every student to succeed, low-income students to succeed. But you have to put them in scenarios, in places where they're likely to succeed. And lowering your standard to admit somebody of a socioeconomic status or race would not help them do that. In fact, it would harm their graduation rate and excellence.
Well, as the case also points out, the standard isn't necessarily lowered because students are all admitted. The question is whether race can be an added consideration, a tipping point in some of these cases.
The standard is lowered. The standard is lowered as student permit admissions data shows an Asian has to score 273 points higher on the SAT to have the same chance of admission as a Black person. So the standard is lowered for Black Americans.
Kenny Xu, thank you for your perspective. We really appreciate you joining us today.
I think this is wrong on every level. That's all I really got to say about this, but I'm glad to see that it's being discussed, even on CNN. The left is pushing for this because they're controlled by higher powers, but when they bring people on with a little bit of honesty in them, like this guy here, it's going to get combative because we don't all agree in this country as to what should be done, how things are being done. Things ought to go. That's all I got for you folks. Like, subscribe, and share. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.